Hello, everyone. Welcome to Lockdown Lunch with me, Kelly Ransom. Happy Mercury retrograde, everyone. I hope you are enjoying it because I know that I certainly am. And welcome to my new studio space, aka the second floor of my mother-in-law's house. I will be adding some things to this in the future, but ta-da! Today we have a very awesome, amazing, inspiring woman as our guest, and I'm going to introduce you all to her now. Everyone, please welcome Alia Hamada Forrest. She is coming to us. Hi, Alia.
Hi.
She's coming to us live from an Airbnb in the South End.
It's true.
Normally, she's in Roslindale and soon to be Hyde Park.
I know. It feels so weird to say that, but yeah.
There's some great houses in Hyde Park. It's affordable.
Yeah. It's affordable and there's more space, and I'll still be working at Roslindale Village Main Street, so we'll get both
very important. So for those of you who don't know Alia, why don't you know her? She is the executive director of Roslindale Village Main Streets, and she's a mom, and she's moving during a pandemic. So we have a lot to talk about today.
or feel.
Yeah, yes. So, Alia, I would like to ask everyone at the beginning, how are you feeling right now today?
I feel a little bit overwhelmed.
Okay, understandable.
Like, I will be constantly interrupted. Hey, speaking of,
hi,
we have an additional
happy birthday!
Oh my God.
Belated.
Yeah, this is Nadia. She's, how old are you? There you go.
6.
She's 6.
I remember when I was 6. What a time.
Yeah. So I remember when I think I got my ears pierced when I was 6.
You badass.
Mm-hmm. It's okay. She hears a lot of things.
Earmuffs. You're feeling overwhelmed. That makes sense. Because of the move, or?
We're in a different house. Actually, it feels pretty nice in this place. At this very moment, I feel a little relieved because it feels like we're in a hotel, and I feel like whenever you stay in a hotel, it's like, this isn't my stuff, and this isn't my mess, even though it really is my mess. It feels better here just because if we were at home, we would have to keep leaving and picking them up, and
there's AC.
There's air conditioning here. Yeah.
Is that not something that you've had before?
Not really. I mean,
what?
I mean, it's like it's not central. It's central.
Oh, the best.
Yeah.
The best.
Yeah. So that's.
I had an apartment with central air once, and it was the best summer.
Yeah. So we're enjoying that now. But overwhelmed, I think mostly it's because of moving. There are some demands at work. I'm happy that the school year is almost over this week. So that is going to make a huge difference, I think. Because Nadia, you've been in school, right? You've been learning from home. And who's been helping you learn from home? Yeah. So.
Tess says hi, Nadia.
Oh, Tess says hi. You want to say hi? You can't see her. She's like in space watching.
It's magical.
Yeah.
Well, I hope that during our time today you get a breather from feeling overwhelmed. So.
Yeah, I think I will.
How did the pandemic, which I like to call it the lockdown, go down for you personally?
When did it happen? It happened, I think it was scary and like sudden, right? Yeah. So I remember it was Friday the 13th in March when we decided in the office that we would all start working from home. Nadia's school closed. It felt weird. I remember the last pickup, all the parents were like, "See you later."
Right? Like,
Yeah. And it felt very strange. I would say like it reminded me of maternity leave a little bit.
Which you were on shortly before the...
Yeah. So I was on maternity leave from the end of August to mid-November or the end of November. And so it felt like that, except it was with 2 kids and I was working.
Instead of one. That sounds fun.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about the kids and the being at home piece, but I would like to educate everyone who is watching now or later who's never heard of Roslindale Village Main Streets. What is it?
Yeah. So, first of all, it's the best neighborhood. Second of all, it's one of 20 Boston Main Street districts. And we were the first one to be incorporated in 1985. It's part of a national program as well. It's a Main Street America. And the whole purpose is to bring people to the center of a commercial district to shop locally, to share in community with each other, to like get to know everyone, and just sort of like a grassroots movement to be more involved in your local economy in all kinds of ways. So that shows up in events, right? So like the farmers market is a way, events. The farmers market's a way to bring people in and support local farmers, also walk around and support your local bakeries, restaurants, and shops, see your neighbors. I think that's sort of a microcosm of our nation. And we also meet monthly with other Main Street directors. So like we get to collaborate with each other. We've had mini trolley tours, like to Hyde Park and West Roxbury and Jamaica Plain, and Mattapan. So it's a program that I think is really important for especially now for the revitalization of neighborhoods. And it's funny because I always thought, I was like, revitalization, you mean like continue vitalization?
Yeah.
Or a word for that? Because I feel like we're lucky in Roslindale Village, Square, whatever you want to call it. Like, I feel like we've been really, because we were the first one, we're pretty alive. Like, there are really well-known restaurants. We have really cute gift shops. People move to Roslindale to enjoy all of that, where they visit from other neighborhoods just to participate in that. So like, we're lucky to have vitalization. What is the word? Vitality. Thank you.
Vitality. No, RVMS certainly is very special, and it's great to have such a wonderful organization right now when it feels like the world is falling apart.
Yeah.
So besides having to work from home and close the office, there's lots of other things that RVMS does, in like the farmers market. How have you had to adapt to all these new rules and social distancing and all that fun, amazing time stuff?
Yeah. Well, what's cool about RVMS is that in all main streets, in all our missions, we connect with and work with volunteers in the community, and we have monthly meetings of all kinds, lots of meetings.
Lots of meetings.
And we put the question out, like, how how can we be together and how can we support businesses and how can we do all of that when we actually can't be together?
Yeah.
Like, what are some ways besides Zoom, right? Like, yeah, we get it. We can have meetings. We can have meetings on Zoom. Yes, we can.
You just like read my soul.
So we do that. Like that is something that we've been doing. We have weekly check-ins with businesses in collaboration with the Roslindale Business Group. Like every Thursday at 5:30, any Roslindale business is invited to come in and just sort of connect, ask questions, share resources.
Yeah.
Sometimes we've been Zoom bombed by city councilors, which has been fun. And I mean, what's great is like these are small groups of business owners. It's not a citywide meeting. So it's
Right.
like you can have like maybe a one-on-one with Counselor Wu. You know, that's not every day. And
no, and it's easy. I think it's easier for them. They don't have to be in a million places at once.
Yeah, totally.
Kind of.
Yeah. Yeah. In some ways, yeah, easier. In some ways it's like, oh God. I'm sure they're like, I miss the little baby commute I had.
Yeah.
Or the long commute. So we've been doing that. And then another thing we've been doing has been just thinking about other projects we could do to support businesses right now. Like we've had bingo, a social distancing bingo.
Oh yeah.
There are a lot of I mean, people participated. It was cool. And
Courtney says hi. Hi, Courtney.
Hey, Courtney. She's cool.
She's the best. She needs to be on this show. Courtney, get at me.
Oh, she's great. So that's enough. So we did social distancing bingo, which made people shop locally, and they would get a prize at the end if they participated.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we also do interviews like this one with business owners and sponsors of our market, and that's been pretty fun. Like, I think watching interviews and is inspiring, and you feel connected with that person. If you're another business owner, maybe you want to have an interview,
right?
And
hit Alia up. She'll hook.
yeah, you should connect with me. I mean, so I feel like my work has changed a little bit because I get a lot of text messages and phone calls, like directly from business owners when they're having issues, rather than like me, like walking. It's easier. It was easy because I would just walk around and check in with people in person. And now I can't do that. So now it's like very, like sometimes it can be hard for me because it's like I can't shut off, right? Like people know I'm available.
Yep.
You know, like they know.
Do the choir.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, so it can be hard. But I mean, the other thing we've been doing, our farmers market is still on.
Yes. How is that? I have not gone yet. So how does that work?
Yeah. Well, a lot of props goes to Steve Marcelin, our farmers market manager. He research. I mean, okay, here. So the pandemic hit in March, right? And we're like, well, the farmers market's not going to get canceled. Who would do that? That's like our biggest thing.
I mean, it is an essential service, I think.
Yeah. Well, even before that was announced, we were like, well, this isn't going to be like until June, so we don't have to worry about that. And then, then as time went on, we were like, oh no, okay, well, we need to do a lot of research.
Yeah.
And Steve was going to market manager trainings and connecting with farmers market managers across the state. He actually got like a market assistant job at 2 other markets.
Oh my goodness.
And because like he's been like just like he's been a sponge of like knowledge and like and resources for these markets. So he sort of became an expert on how this could work in Roslindale,
I
and
love it.
he brought that to Adams Park, and it's working. So he's worked with our committee. We have these amazing committee chairs who are residents
Yes.
in Roslindale, Stephanie Bond and Laura Charles. They worked with him on really creating this very safe market and like figuring out how many vendors could fit.
Yeah.
Like it's there are a lot of guidelines to follow.
Yeah, I read the email you guys sent out yesterday just promoting the farmers market this weekend on Saturday, and I was like, oh my gosh, the logistics.
It's a lot of logistics.
It sounds user-friendly. I'm thinking on the back end of things, you guys, the stuff that you have to do is...
There's definitely more manpower needed, man and woman power.
Yes.
And everyone else, everyone powered. It definitely takes more volunteers to put this on, which is why we put a call out. And Tess has been really good at like spreading the word. She's our program manager. For those of you who don't know, she was also on the show.
She got us a story.
Oh yeah, yep. She's awesome, and if you ever want to volunteer, you should connect with her. But person power, yes. Sorry, I can see the comments too, but I think there's a delay on my end.
Oh no, you're just seeing them with flower power.
Oh yes. So it's a definite team effort to put this on. But basically, you wait in line. The line moves pretty quickly. You get sprayed with hand sanitizer.
Nice.
Or you can wash your hands at our hand washing station. You get to choose. And then you walk in, and each vendor is, I think, 10 to 12 feet apart from each other. So there are only, at a maximum at a time, 15 vendors.
That's still a lot.
Yeah. They're usually like on a normal season, it's 30 vendors. So it's about half as many. And you walk around. What is cool about our market compared to other markets, according to Steve, is that the space is so farmers market friendly. Adams Park.
It totally is.
Yeah. So like there isn't a reason to make people go one way. Like if you go to another farmer's market, it's like you can only go this way.
It's like the supermarket,
we don't have to do that because there are different pathways and people don't really it's easy to not be next to each other just because of the way the path is created in Adams Park. What is funny is the most difficult thing right now to control right there is people are so happy to see each other.
Oh.
Even though they might not recognize each other with the mask.
Right.
But they're like, oh my gosh, I haven't seen that person in 3 months. And so people will start mingling and talking, and I know it's been very difficult, I think, for some volunteers to have to be like, hey, people are waiting in line and we really want them to come in, and you have to stop your conversation.
No, I get it though, but
Yeah, it's hard because we're all about talking to people and connecting with each other. So
it's only temporary. That's what I tell people.
Yes.
Just we don't know how long the temporary is.
Yes, I know.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like you guys got it together, and I hope people watching will reach out to volunteer. I know I have to fulfill my volunteer duties at some point this summer.
Yeah.
I'm excited to do that once I figure out the time. So you're getting all these phone calls and texts from small business owners. You're running all these meetings. You're facilitating a farmer's market. And then you have 2 kids at home, a newborn and Nadia, who we met. Mm-hmm. And I'm quoting you, it's impossible.
I mean, it
Please
really,
tell me.
yeah. I mean, I think just knowing that we're being like I'm being asked to be doing the impossible. Like nobody
Right,
chooses to work from home with your kids in the same position as like I have. Like
right.
also Jake, my husband, he's a teacher, so like he has to be doing
Teaching.
he has to be teaching and he
Yeah,
has to be like creating assignments and grading. So I I think just acknowledging that it's not possible to do it all is really
right.
important. So for me, I I feel like I'm really lucky that a lot of my job, even pre-pandemic, is talking.
Yeah,
Like,
most of it.
like most of it is having meetings on the phone, walking around talking. That I can do that still. It's just like in bits and pieces and sporadic.
Yeah.
Like I'll get interrupted, or um, I will have to shut off my camera because
Yeah.
I have to nurse like while I'm on video, and I don't really want to do that.
No, probably not.
I could, but I just it doesn't feel right. And I sometimes have to mute myself because somebody's screaming or like I will say like the Nadia, I mean, she she's I feel it's hard for her
Yeah.
because she, is used to going to school. And I think like something has happened with her too. Like she's very sensitive. So out of nowhere, she'll come in during one of my meetings and just be crying.
Oh,
And I'll be
baby.
like, okay, just hold on.
Little Gemini.
Yeah. Yeah. So I have to like pause meetings and like tend to that. Everything is just slower.
Yeah.
It's just like I'm so I feel like I'm the kind of person that likes to get things done. And so it's been really hard. I also set very high expectations for myself and I've had to lower them. Like, yeah, it's just like I guess I can't do that, or, like, I don't have to do it all. Like, somebody else could do that even though it would not be in the way that I would do it.
Ooh,
That is so hard. That's very hard, because I like to do things my way.
me too.
Yeah, but, sometimes you have to give it to somebody else and have them do it their way, and that's just the way that it has to be right now, um and it's not like things aren't getting done. We're doing a lot, and
Right. You
it's a
guys are
little
doing
bit
so much.
yes.
The organization is, but then
Yes.
all the other stuff you're doing, teaching kids and
Ugh, yeah, yeah, it's hard, and it's not possible. So, like, I think acknowledging it is really important.
I appreciate you acknowledging it.
Yeah.
It's
I do a
nice
lot of
to
nighttime work.
hear. It's not BS. It's like, I think a lot of people in the beginning, my friends who have kids and stuff, and them were working from home, felt like they had to be like this super duper parent, like setting up curriculums and then that, and like, no, that isn't possible.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
thank you
Yeah.
for bringing light to that. I'm sure there are a lot of people out there that feel the same, if not everyone.
Yeah. I feel like everyone should just sort of acknowledge the reality.
Yeah,
And I need to be reminded about that too because I've had really hard days where I'm just like, I can't do this. And how can I ask for help? And like, what do I actually need help with?
right.
And sometimes it's hard to figure out what I need help with.
Yeah, no, I get it. No, because then you feel like if you're gonna put yourself out there like that and make yourself vulnerable, it better be the right ask. Or that's how I feel.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. Um, I feel like what has been hard, like, again, like, a lot of my work is talking to people in meetings, and a lot of communication can happen, but slower. The hard part of what I do is financial stuff.
Yeah.
So that stuff is impossible. Actually, like, I really can't do it during
I
the
can't
day.
either.
Yeah. Like, I
Math?
can't do it. I have to do it at night
Oh, Alia.
because that's the only time. And, that's been hard
Yeah.
because 'cause I'm tired.
And it's not fun at all.
No. I've tried to do it, like, while watching a show or something,
Oh, I could never.
and it's hard because then, like, I I might mess up.
Yeah, my attention cannot handle that.
Yeah.
Have you been able to get some alone time? Okay. Never mind.
This I feel like it happened, I think maybe twice that
Okay.
I took I
Start.
took I feel like I've taken some angry walks around the block at night,
That's healthy.
like, you know, just and they haven't been long, and I would wear it would just be like, "I'll be right back." Put on my headphones and just, like, take a little walk. What
Yeah.
is nice about wearing there are some bonuses about, like, wearing the mask. Like,
Oh, I'm all about it.
yeah, I'm all about it too. I am like, "Oh, nobody can, see my face while I'm crying."
Yeah, I love you.
Or like, nobody can tell that I'm actually singing, like,
Yes.
to this song, but lip singing. Lip syncing? Lip singing?
Well,
I
if
don't
you, are
know.
you are you sing, if you're singing,
Not
you're singing.
actually singing,
There you go.
but,
I
like,
have like that. I have a rotten mouth, and I spout off sometimes at drivers who like just I don't know don't agree with when I'm like crossing the street or something, and like I like that I can just say whatever the hell I want, and they can't read my lips or know that I'm like being angry at them.
yeah,
I have a mask
totally.
on.
Yes. Yeah, there's some bonuses. Like,
Mask bonus.
yeah, I mean, I feel like people you gotta look at the bright side, right? Like, I think for me too, I get some beauty treatments,
There you go.
like some waxing done that I have not been able to do.
Woo!
So the mask really helps with that. Nobody can see my
You
face.
haven't ventured into at-home waxing yet?
No, I have not. I should, but I would be actually, if I mess up, nobody would see
It's
it.
true. I've started microblading
All right, that's cool.
because waxing is not happening right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. One day, maybe.
It's temporary.
Yeah, sure. I think it makes me realize so I have a lot of family in Egypt, and, they are their own beauticians. Um,
Mm,
there's, like, a history of, like,
that's smart.
beauty and, in ancient Egyptian times and modern Egyptian times. So there's a lot of, like, it's the first time I learned about threading. I don't know how to do it, but, like, they all somehow knew how to do it, like, at
It
birth.
mystifies me because I'm like, how does that work?
Yeah, yeah. Threading for beauty in Roslindale is great.
I've been meaning to go there, and now they're closed. But I
I
will.
know. They'll be back. They'll be back.
It will be.
And, like, they just know how to take care of themselves at home because that's how they've always done it, and I'm just like, "Ugh, why why didn't I know? I don't know all the secrets." I need to message them, find out the secrets.
Yeah, do a little Zoom waxing, threading
Yeah, yeah.
party with your family.
Beauty education. Yeah.
But yes, the mask is nice.
Yeah, some of it's good.
So I'm wondering, how do you stay awake?
I drink a lot of coffee.
Ah, yes. Such a
Um,
good
I
mixer.
yeah, yeah, I drink a lot. I like cold brew, I think, more than hot coffee. Jake is the opposite. So like he'll, especially in the summer, I just really like cold drinks.
Yes.
So and the winter. I think New England sort of has done that to me, is like the iced drinks in the winter. Like
I'm an iced coffee in the winter person, for sure.
yeah, yeah, I hear it. I think cold brew. I worked at a cafe for 2 years, and like it taught me how wired and amazing cold brew can make you.
Yes, cold brew is a totally different caffeine high.
Yeah, it is, and it's like the one that actually works for me.
Yeah.
I
So how
don't
much do you drink a day?
I feel like if I had access to it, it would be like water.
Oh,
Mm. And I feel like it's good I don't work at a cafe anymore, because I
yeah.
feel like there was I remember this one particular day that I think I accidentally drank the concentrate instead of
Leah!
it was bad. Yeah, it was like very jittery, and I was like, this is amazing. I'm,
I
I'm
could do
like,
anything.
I could do anything. And then I think I forget how long it lasted, but whenever it ended, it gave me like the biggest headache of all
Oh,
time.
yeah.
Yeah.
I've been
So
having,
yeah.
go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say it's like you either have to keep drinking it.
It's kind of
Wait,
like alcohol.
wait, is this an addictive substance? Oh, it is.
Yeah.
I know. I know.
I keep, I, I drink my coffee, then I go downstairs and I get another one, and then I'm at the computer, and then I get another one. And then by the end of the day, like 4 o'clock, I'm like, oh my God, I've had like 2 espressos and 3 coffees, and I'm just like, let's clean the entire house.
Yeah. 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 I mean,
I need to manage it better.
I know. And I think that I probably do too, because I'm nursing. And I think like I complain. Like, why is Sammy like waking up at night and like he's not sleeping? And then I'm like, oh, it's because he's drinking coffee.
Oh my God. Well, you got to start him young. So that
I mean, yeah. Alternate water. Oh, hi, Louise.
I was just going to say, hi, Louise.
Oh, I miss you. Thank you for
Alternate
asking
water. Yeah.
jokes.
I was like, what's alternate water?
Yeah, I know. Courtney, I was like, wait, I'm talking about drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Caffeine.
Well, how much do you sleep?
Depends on the night, but I would say between 4 and 6 hours a night.
Okay.
Maybe less,
We need to
maybe
strive
more.
for the 6 and stay away from the 4.
I know the 4 is rough. I mean,
No, yeah.
what has been very nice, and hopefully Jake watches this because I don't thank him
Okay.
enough. He's not around right now, but I will probably make him watch the interview later. Um, he has been for the last 3 months been the morning guy for both
Nice.
kids. So I've been able to sleep in every day until like 8 something.
Claps for Jake.
Yeah. And I think he knows that, even like I'm the one who's up at night. Like it's not him.
Right.
So I'll get a little extra sleep in the morning.
Good.
Which I guess I would not have been able to have if I had to go to the office, right? Like
True. Yeah. So
yeah,
everything's looking up.
yeah, yeah. I mean, the weekend he's acting like every day's the weekend because that's sort of what he does in the weekend. He's like, I'll take care of the kids on the weekend, and now it's like every day. So,
It's great.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Keep it up, Jake. Rooting
Keep it
for
up,
you.
Jake. Yeah.
What have you been doing for fun?
For fun? I'm like, silence.
Like, please tell me you've been having some fun.
I mean,
Boob coffee.
yeah, I know. I feel like I have there are two sides of me.
Okay. Gemini.
I am a Gemini, and I feel like a Gemini. I relate to what is written about Gemini, some of it, not all of it.
Two sides.
Yeah, I have two sides. One is very introverted, and one is pretty extroverted. So I think my extroverted part that is getting fun right now is I do enjoy having some of my meetings because
Good.
I do like talking to people, and I do think a lot of the people that I get to talk to are funny. Like
Bonus.
Joanne Rossman is hilarious.
Hilarious.
Um,
If she wrote a book, I'd read it for sure.
Oh yeah, and anybody who doesn't follow her on Instagram or Facebook needs to follow her.
Yes.
She's a wise lady of Roslindale, and
with fabulous pugs.
yes, and just like the way she writes stories about her life, and
I love them.
they're amazing. And just when she's on a Zoom call with business owners, I'm like, oh, yes, Joanne. And I think a lot of our board members, I think they're hilarious too. So like I like some of our board meetings because it's just nice to see
That's
people.
good.
Yeah, I mean some of it is just meeting, like typical agenda. There was a point when I was like, are all meetings the same? Like
Yes.
yeah, like I was laughing at one meeting because I was like, we need better communication. Or like just like the same old. And I think it's more noticeable now on Zoom.
Oh yeah.
Like, is anybody taking notes? We need better community. It's like the same phrases that are coming out, and that part isn't fun. But just like I also like private chat. I think that makes me laugh.
I recently learned something about private chat.
What?
Whoever's hosting the meeting gets a full transcript of all the private chats after the meeting.
Well, good thing I'm the host.
Oh, good. Okay. But I like I've been having little like talking about cats and stuff with like my coworkers, and then I was like, oh, that's an interesting fact that I just learned after like 3 months of being on Zoom private chats.
Chats and cats.
I know, they're actually like really, they're really innocent conversations about like my cat's butt in the.
Yeah.
But yeah, private chats are fun. That so you just basically told me.
I know. Okay, that was sad, right? That was.
I said, "What did you do for fun?" And you said meetings. But that's okay. Whatever.
Okay, wait. I have to think harder. I have to like dig deep. What
have you been writing? You're a poet.
Oh, I know. So that's the other side. It's not being fed, guys. It's dead right now. I have I have a journal in my purse at all times, and I have one in my room. And what's in there is just like, lines and that will be used one day in a poem, maybe. I have so many journals, and there's so many poems that are just not out there. I don't have time to get them out. Like,
I got it.
Yeah, you've got good stuff out there right now, Kelly.
I have to be? like super honest with you, whenever background, I've recently restarted writing earlier this year, and it's been some weird poetry form thing. I don't know what to call it, but I guess the easiest thing to describe it is poetry. Anytime, and I have an Instagram for it and all that, anytime I post, I always think of you. Every post, because I'm like, I wonder what Alia's gonna think of this, because she's actually a poet.
Alia will hit like. I will. I love reading. I mean, let's see. I think moving for me right now has made me just like look at my books more.
Good.
So that's been nice, is just look at I have so many poetry books. I have so many. And like they're in the back closet, so they're like hidden. And so I've been spending a lot of time back there anyway. For a lot of my meetings are there.
In the back of the closet?
Yeah. But it's a big closet.
I just love you.
It's a big one. And the books are on shelves.
I'm just picturing you like in the closet.
Yeah, I mean, it's true.
Okay.
And this is luxurious right now.
It looks beautiful.
Yeah. For other writing things, I don't know. I make this metaphor a lot. Like my children are eating me alive. Like they really are.
Like literally.
One is literal. Like, but I have become his playground.
Oh,
like,
God. Sorry.
No, and some of it is fun until it hurts.
Yeah.
Right? Like the hair pulling, or he thinks I'm so funny, and then his hand gets really close to my eyes, and he's like, "I'm gonna touch your eyeball."
Oh God.
With my tiny sharp fingernail.
The joy of motherhood.
Yeah, and so, but like he'll slap my belly like a drum. And he's like climbing up my body and like trying to like bite my mouth and like touch my eye and pull my hair. And like then there's Nadia who's like crying, be like, I didn't know.
And you're like in the closet.
I didn't know where you were, Mommy. And I'm like, where could I have been?
Oh Lord.
So like there's really no time to write, but one day, I guess, okay, let me go back to fun. I watch TV.
Good. Okay. That's something.
Is that a normal answer now?
I mean, it's something. It's not Zoom meeting.
I watch what do I watch? I've been watching some horror movies.
That's good, I guess.
It reminds me of like I remember I listened in high school. I listened to a lot of heavy metal, and people would be like, "Why are you? You're such a happy person. Like, why do you listen to Marilyn Manson and like Primus and like I don't understand and Rob Zombie? Like, what? I didn't know you were that kind of person." And I was like, "Well, I feel like I wouldn't be if I wasn't able to like listen to Nine Inch Nails."
Right.
I feel like similarly, I like watching horror movies.
Yeah. It's like an adrenaline rush.
An adrenaline rush. You get to like get it out of your system.
Yeah.
It like feels good. It's just like afterwards I feel this release of all of the bad things.
You're not the first. My friend Becca has said like the same thing. It like helps her anxiety.
It definitely does. Like I think I need to listen to more and watch more, because I think
metal and freaking horror movies.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, Jake is back. Yeah.
Hi, Jake.
Yeah.
So I ask everyone this because this show has stemmed from my own mental health, and I think it's important to talk about and just have open conversations about mental health. What have you been doing or not been doing for your mental health during all of this? And we might have already touched on it, but
Horror
your
movies.
angry walks sound good.
Yeah, I feel like angry walks, horror movies,
Okay.
and both of those help me get rid of some of my anxiety. I wish that I was able to cook more because I know that helps me.
Yeah.
And bake. Like I wish, like sometimes I do wish it was winter because there's something about winter that like makes me able to feel more and less numb because
I get that weirdly.
cold.
I don't know why I get it, but I get it.
I feel like if it's cold, then you're able to feel. If it's warm, it's just like really I don't know. I feel like you don't get to like experience all your emotions in the same way. What I don't know what that's called.
It'll be winter soon enough, I promise you.
But I think also you can bake more in winter because it makes the apartment warmer,
Right.
and it makes it cozy. I think summer, it's like I guess for mental health, I don't wear bras.
Me neither.
Yeah,
It's the best.
awesome. Yes.
Well, you're also using yours a lot more than I
Yeah.
am.
I'm wearing one right now for you. So
Don't do that.
and for the world, right?
True. I feel this just became a formal occasion.
Yes.
All right, so heavy metal, horror movies, angry walks, not wearing bras, wishing it was winter. Great things for mental health. I'm serious, they are.
Yes.
So for those of you who might be tuning in for the first time, at the end of the show, or broadcast, whatever this cabin fever dream thing is, I give the guest the floor. And this is their opportunity where I shut up and they can say whatever they want. They can be inspiring. They can plug something. They can tell jokes. They can dance. They can read poetry. Do whatever they want. So.
Oh my gosh, you want me to read a poem?
You don't have. No, this is your choice.
Ooh.
Alia, it is now your turn. That's the final word. The floor is yours.
Okay, cool. I'm going to find a poem that I feel like what's cool about my life so far is I've been able to take so many different roles and different shapes, like a Gemini would, or like air signs would. I feel like people don't really know me anymore as poet Alia, but I used to be. That's what I used to be. I feel like I used to be a lot of things, and I could still be more things. So let's do it. I don't even know which. Let's do. I have a poem that is nice, and let's find it. Oh, here we go. This is one that I wrote a long time ago, and it's about one of my uncles in Egypt. Okay, it's called Before Uncle Mahmoud Grew a Beard. Before Uncle Mahmoud grew a beard, my father liked balancing on apartment balconies, stealing the neighbors' livestock. He sang songs of Kulthum, the mother of Egyptian music, the star of the East, loudly on roof railings, spitting on people below. His younger brother, Mahmoud, brought home beautiful girls, jewelry, and cologne. Always charming, he got away with anything. My father, Mohammed, the troublemaker, the cheater, he also got away with anything. Together they stole women and chicken and always had a good meal. In 1977, old enough to leave Mahmoud behind, my father left for Greece, then Germany, then New Jersey. Time passed, and Mahmoud grew a long black beard, and now wears a white galabeya in search of Allah. He brushes his teeth with a bundle of sticks. My father sits in our hallway in our house in Phoenix, unfolding photo albums for me. He tells stories of the village El Zaitun, where each breath filled with gasoline and fava beans, the basmati rice boiling in butter on stovetops. He says 28 is my favorite number because that's how skinny I used to be. And there he is in a picture with Mahmoud in very tight pants. So there's a poem.
I don't cry. That was really beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing that. I'm sorry I put you on the spot. I didn't even tell you beforehand I was going to.
No, I feel like I am not asked enough, or I don't share enough. I think the last reading I did was before. No, did I have a kid? I don't remember, but it was like right after, maybe. Like I had a baby. I had Nadia was a baby, so that's probably like 5 years ago.
Wow.
And but that one was about an elephant. But yeah, I hope in the future I'm able to read more poetry.
I want you to do that.
Yeah. I have a lot of friends that I know live close by and are still performing poetry and are still writing, and they entered that world after grad school, and I went a different way. I'm using other skills right now.
Right.
So what's cool about being a poet, as you know, is that it comes in handy in so many ways. Like,
it certainly helps with a press release.
It certainly helps with the press release, but also I feel like when you're a poet, you like to get to the point.
Yes.
I feel like I tried to write fiction once and I just couldn't do it because it has too many words. Like
I can't complete thoughts like that. Yeah.
You don't need it. Just give me the point.
Right. You went to college for it. You're like.
Yeah, I did.
That's your thing.
It was, but it was that, but also it was for my own mental health. If we're talking about mental health a little bit, is my dad had died, and I was writing a lot about him, and I went to grad school, and one of the main reasons why was because I wanted to keep writing about him, and I'm like, well, might as well get a degree for this. I was like, if I'm gonna do it,
2 for 1.
Yeah, it was funny. There was a moment during the grad school when I was like, wait, is this not really grad school? And this is an experiment where they brought a bunch of people together to work out their grief?
Maybe. It sounds like fun, though. Sign me up.
Yeah, I
have to finish undergrad first.
You know, a lot of people, at least some people that I went to grad school with, didn't go to undergrad. So it's possible. It's possible. It is, yeah, especially for art.
One more thing on my to-do list.
Yeah, you know, just stick it on there.
Alia, thank you so much for being on today. This was great. This was great for my mental health to hang out with you. I hope it was enjoyable for everyone who was watching. I'm honored that you shared so much with us. You inspire me all the time, and I just think you're wonderful. So thank you.
Inspire me too. Thank you. It's nice to have you as part of my life.
Same. No feelings.
It's all feelings.
Next week, I hope you will join me again at 12 o'clock on Thursday here on Facebook Live. I will be welcoming Amy Lowney. She is the owner of Juicy Greens in Jamaica Plain, and I believe they're in the process of opening another location as well. We're going to talk about being a small business owner right now and her story of starting Juicy Greens, and it's going to be a good time. So I hope you tune in. Thank you again, Alia. You're amazing.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep texting you all the time anyway, so I will talk to you soon.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone, for liking, commenting, sharing, doing the emoji stuff. That's super cute. I love that. Thank you for tuning in. Please, what do I want to say? I want you to stay home as much as you can. Stay healthy. Stay safe for whatever that means to you. I want you to be aware that it's Mercury retrograde, and if you don't know what that is, look into it. I want to say shout out to my whole Bella Luna family. I'm thinking of you nonstop, and I love you so much. And if you don't want to read about Mercury retrograde, please take some time and read about Juneteenth and learn about the history of that day, which is tomorrow. Thank you again. Thank you, Leah. I'll see you guys next week. Love you. Bye.
Bye.